is a fun day. Every now and again, you bring a box home that evokes lots of excitement because it's going to affect how your motorcycling goes for the next wee while. And so I brought home a new helmet. And it's taken me quite a while to figure out what helmet I want. I've had lots of helmets. And I've got lots of different earplugs, and the combination of the two with my mic and my cardo and everything, it becomes quite a palaver to get it just dialed in how you want it. So let me tell you what I've got. But before I do, what have I had before, and why have I chosen what I've chosen? So I've had lots of helmets. I had a cheapie in the beginning, one or two cheapies. I don't even remember the names. I had an LS2. I think the first proper helmet I had was an LS2, and then a Bell Qualifier briefly. And then my first premium helmet was a Shoei RF 1100, which I didn't buy new. I bought secondhand, and I think they came out in 2010, and I probably got it in 2019, 18, so it was quite old already, possibly quite old. I enjoyed it. I had some issues with the visor not fitting flush sometimes, so I splashed out and I bought myself a Shoei GT-Air 2 a couple of years ago. And really enjoyed it. It was quiet, it felt premium, but after a while I started having problems with my visor again, and the visor tab is on the side, and I'd pull it down and it wouldn't completely seat, and I'd have to like pull on the top down to try and get it, and it irritated the hell out of me. But the things I enjoyed about it were a clip underneath. It was one of these, I don't know what you call them, I'll put the name up, whatever they are, and not the D clips, right? Which take some time to get used to and pull. And I enjoyed that, and I also enjoyed the fact that it had a sun visor inside. So I was reluctant to let it go, but after a while I was frustrated with the visor. And when I mentioned it to dealers and things that were selling different helmets, they were all amazed and puzzled and confused. They'd never heard of anyone having trouble with Shoei. So maybe it was just me and having two unlucky helmets, but everyone I've spoken to is like, no, and the lids are just really easy. They're never a problem, they just click. So I reluctantly, when I got rid of my Shoei, I was going to get something a bit better than that. But I went through a cheap phase. So at that time I bought a Biltwell Gringo S, which is like a retro bike for my cafe racer. It was bright purple, like a jelly tot, and eventually I painted it black for the Harley. I had a Scorpion XO 520. I think it was a 520 or 390 or something. I quite like Scorpion, and off the back of that I bought my adventure helmet for my GS back then, which was an ADX1, Scorpion ADX1. I quite like Scorpions. They're inexpensive and they feel better than they are in terms of price. They're a little bit noisy, that's the only thing. They are a little bit noisy, and I didn't quite like that. So after that, I bought myself an Arai. Finally, wanted an Arai. I got a Chaser X. I'm not sure what it's called in the US. It's called a Chaser X here. It's mid-range. Okay, it's not your premium top-level Arai. So I went from a Shoei GT-Air 2 down to a Arai. But I was sold on the Arai thing. You know, the safety, the handmade nature of it, the whole culture around it, the fact that they will not have flip-ups modular helmets, they will not have sun visors. All that sort of stuff I got whipped up into, and I bought this Arai. And I enjoyed it. It was very quiet, felt great. I didn't enjoy the way the cheek pads worked and how they went in and out, and I was continually rewiring and changing all of the fittings, and eventually it started to feel a little bit loose and a little bit tangled and a little bit scruffy inside. And then I dropped it a few times off the back of my bike, and it got a few scratches, and then the one time I dropped it, it literally popped off all of the clips, the top and the vents and things, and I was like, you drop a helmet, you should get a new helmet. And I had it for 2 years, and I thought, okay, now it's time to move on. So I looked at the Arai Quantic, and I just don't like the new plastic Arai logo on the helmet. I just don't like it. Also, I went on a long journey, and my ears were like so sore after putting the helmet on and off every day for like 3 days. And my earplugs kept falling out, getting dislodged, which is why I bought a whole bunch. I bought a whole bunch, and I'm going to talk about them to see if they, which is best and what works for me. And so I decided that I really missed the modular helmet. Flip it up, take it off, and I can even get my glasses and my earplugs in, and no problem. And so I was pretty sold on that. However, my Scorpion ADX1 looks like an adventure helmet. I need a sport-looking one. And so I shopped around. Now, I've never got things like Schuberth or AGV or HJC or Nolan or anything like that. I looked at a whole bunch of those. I ended up getting another Shoei. I hope this Shoei has got a good visor, but it's always fun when you bring a box like this home, right? Never stops being exciting when you open up your helmet for the first time. And I haven't even opened it, so I'm opening it for the first time here. I still have the Scorpion ADX, and before I bought the Shoei, I went out and I bought another Scorpion 520. And I put everything on it, and it's not a modular, and it's worked well, but it's noisy, and I found it too noisy, and it was like only $3.99, so I've decided to invest now in Shoei. So yay! So I'm going to give it a go. I'll ride it around. I will try the Osmo Action, and I'll put on the Cardo, and I'll put on the Mic 2, and I'll see how it works with the modular size of it. See how we go. Anyway, so yeah, how did I do this to the inside of the box? Goodness me, the usual stuff. It comes with oil. I never used to worry about the oil. I just used to ignore them and forget that they were there. I started oiling my Arai, and it does make the lid. It's worth oiling it every now and again, just to make sure that lid goes up and down smoothly. So I'm not gonna make that mistake again. There we go. Back behind Shoei, and let's be honest, Shoei and Arai are the two premium brands, and they neck and neck with each other. What I like about the Shoei is, well, this particular one, this is a Neotech 3 modular helmet. What I like about this is it's got the sun visor, it flip top, but it looks like a sporty type of helmet. So it's not an adventure looking helmet, which I quite like. There you go. So I'm glad for the micro ratchet system, I'm glad for the visor, and I'm glad for the flip top. Ta-da! And if you look at it, it still looks fairly sporty, right? I mean, it looks like a sporty type of helmet, as opposed to my ADX, which protrudes over here. So yeah, Shoei Neotech 3. I will let you know how it goes. My other Shoei, actually, you will see at the bottom, it's got this place to put a comm system. I had the SRL20 or something before, but it's a Cena, and I'm a Cardo guy now. I used to be Cena, now I'm Cardo, so I can't use that, unfortunately. I wish Shoei and Cardo would also get together and put something in there. But yeah, it's a premium. It is a premium helmet, over $1,000, 1100 New Zealand, and I'm looking forward to getting it going. It's got a pin lock obviously in it. Let's see how this works. Yeah, and then click, and then lift, click. That click could annoy me. With my Arai, it just went where this one, if you do that, it's not actually closed. You've got to come down and push it. So that's interesting. The Arai didn't need you to click anything or push any harder. When it came to rest, it was closed. So again, let's see how that goes. Also, I'm a little worried about space to put on this. how am I going to fit that over there? I hope I have got enough space for it. We will have to see, otherwise a side mount is not great. Anyway, there you go. So off the back of that, I had problems with audio. Let me just talk to you a little bit about my playing with earplugs. So I'm going to go through a whole range of them. So from the worst to the best. Anyway, I have, for the longest time, I have been using pin locks, right? So this is what a pin lock looks like. Okay, it's like that. Okay, if you can, all right, and it's got a little filter in it, and you get two filters. There's also a black filter, and I've really found them to be durable. They are fairly expensive, but they last for a long time. I do struggle on my one ear because my one ear is smaller than the other ear, I think, and so they do fall out a lot. And that's my biggest complaint. Is they're very effective. They do a good job, but whenever I'm putting my helmet on and off, they tend to fall out or get dislodged, and then I've got one louder and then one softer. So I wanted to find something different, and I've been inundated with adverts on Facebook and wherever for a loop earplug. So before I get to the loop earplug, I've also been using this as a backup. Whenever my other ones got too sore, because that one is a little bit too big for me, I went and I just bought one of these from like the pharmacy. Okay, they're just yellow things. They're actually surprisingly good. They're quite comfortable. But they block out everything, right? So you don't, it really does block out all the sounds. So listening to music is not as easy and effective on your system. So that's my backup, and has been a good backup. So back to the loop. So you get a loop earplug, but then there's also this other place that has been bombarding me called Artavive, I don't know. They claim 27 decibels. And so it comes like that. It's got all of the earplug sizes and a nice little holder, and this holder holds two plugs like that, and they are surprisingly good. I wasn't expecting much from them, but basically you hold them like that and you put them in, and they go in quite easily and quite quickly, and the loop sort of goes on this, tucks into your ear. And I don't know how they work, because I don't see a filter. I don't know how this works. Yet it does work. I don't hear music very well, so that's kind of like a slight downside to them. But they're not bad. They're better than I thought, and they're very comfortable. Once you've got them in, you can hardly hear them. So on the back of that, I was quite encouraged, but they are expensive. I think they're $44 US, or no. New Zealand, Australian. They're expensive. For a little piece of plastic, how can they be so expensive? So, of course, I went on to Temu and I bought a whole bunch. So, let me show you. They're all like between $3 and $4. Okay. Let me show you what they look like. So, and I've got 4 sets here. So, the first set that I bought, and they all come with multiple sizes as well. So, the first set I bought looks like this. Okay. So it looks pretty much like the same deal as the Artavive ones, but they don't perform the same. So look, all of them work. They actually work. To a lesser or greater degree, they let sound through, or they prevent you from hearing your music clearly. So if I had to give a score, I'd give that a 4 out of 10. All right, where I'd give the pin locks a 7 out of 10. If the pin locks are a 7 out of 10, these are a 4. Okay. You can use them if you're in a bind. They cost a couple of dollars of Temu. Try them. I tried these as well. Also similar idea. These are not motorbike branded. None of them were motorbike branded, by the way. So similar idea, but they've got a metal loop, and then there's some sort of filter thingy in the middle. I couldn't wear these because of the metal, and pushing into your ear was very painful. So those were a bust. Okay, I think they'll be good for sleeping or for other things, but they were a bust, so they're no good for motorcycles. Then I had surprising success with these. Let a purple. They've got a slightly different shape. Okay, and they come with a range of sizes as well. Again, not expensive. I can't remember, under $10 New Zealand. And I was actually quite impressed with these. They are the best of the loops so far. And if the other one was a 4, I'd definitely give this a 6. So only one behind a pinlock, which is pretty damn good. However, I found another one which looks like this. Okay, also Temu special, but can you see that it's got some gold thing inside? It looks like it's got a few little holes. I don't think it'll focus. No, it's got a circle on one side. Oh, it's got holes on the other side. Maybe you'll see the holes on the other side. I'm not sure. Yeah, there we go. It's focused a little bit. These are amazing. They are better than the pinlocks, no question. They reduce the buffeting noise and the wind noise significantly. They are a surprise. They are as good as these, at least. I would suggest a bit better. So maybe an 8. So these I would give a 7, kind of like, I think these and the pinlocks are roughly equivalent, but these I'd give an 8, and they were only a couple of bucks. So I'm gonna find the link to them and stick them down so you can give them a go if you want to try them. There's not much money in it, and I was really impressed. What I've also done is I have been swayed by marketing hype and YouTube influencers who rave about this particular earplug, which is bloody expensive, and I bought it. It's called an Alpine. Okay, it comes in a little bag like this. The reason I liked it, I went for it, is not because everybody said it was good, is because it comes with an a little inserter thing. So this is what it looks like. Okay, like that. And it comes with one of these, which is a little inserter. So what you do is you align the two with a little stalk on the top. So you've got something, and now you just go and push it in. And boom, it's in, and it's working properly, and it's deep, and it's you can hardly feel it when you put your helmet on. It's never pulled off or dislodged when I'm wearing my helmet. So that is actually currently my go-to ones. They were expensive, but this little tool that pushes them in is the changer, is the whole thing. So they are my current number ones. However, I've got these as a backup, and I've got these other ones with a filter in them that I told you about, and I still haven't figured out which one between these two I'm going to wear as a backup. So I'm just going to wear these until they die. And then I'll go into one of these. Anyway, the reason I'm telling you all of this is because I don't like wind noise, and I like to be able to listen to music and talk to people. And these, along with a quiet helmet, is the answer. And let's hope that this is quiet. So I'm going to go and hop on the bike and give it a go and tell you what I think.
Let's see how we go. Hope I didn't scratch my bike. Definitely touched the car. Oh.
Well, if I ever wanted an excuse to buy an Osmo 5, I now have one.